Ay, tú sabes, mami. Ja, vamos para allá, vamos para allá. Ay, no quiero más problemas. Quiero más fiesta y alegría en mi vida. Estoy trabajando todos los días, pero no siento mucha pena. La semana está por terminar y la fiesta va a empezar. Oye.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen my face before, I am Vivian. I share videos related to food, fitness and lifestyle. Welcome back to another vlog. I will be taking you through my staple glute workout routine as a personal trainer, because sometimes I'll be forgetting I'm a personal trainer. So what that basically means is I will be showing you how I structure my glute workout to grow my glutes from what they used to be like here to what they are right here, okay? And a few factors play into this. So there'll be genetics, diet, and all of those things, and exercise history. So your results might look slightly different to mine, but I will be showing you how I structure my workouts. We will be going through a mic tap workout routine. So I will be telling you right there and then how to fix your form, alternative exercises you can do if some of the exercises I currently do don't feel too comfortable for you. So hopefully it should be a good one. So with that being said, let's get ready for the gym. I have just woken up, taken off my peel. So it was an overnight mask that I done from Boots. I've been enjoying them. My skin feels so soft and so smooth. Like I have been needing to do this for the last 3 weeks. I think I've been skipping it, but I am meant to be doing it twice a week. And honestly, the results are amazing. Boots own brand overnight mask. Vouching for it. So give it a try. And no, this is not sponsored. But with that being said, let us get ready for the gym. And also don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to stay up to date with everything I'm posting. Period. Happy Monday.
Ay, qué rico suena mi trombone. Ay, el trabajo está terminando, los trajitos se están mezclando y todo el mundo está preparando. Porque la fiesta va a empezar y la rumba va a formar y la salsa rica, música buena para disfrutar. Oye, ja, para que tú sepas, mami. Eso es. Ay, mami, tú sabes que llegó. La rumba ya se formó. Estamos aquí para guarachar porque la fiesta ya empezó.
So I've also made my lemon water. I'm just waiting for that to cool down whilst I'm getting dressed. And I've also made some toast with some almond butter and banana like you saw in last week's video. I used to be a girly that would train fasted because I was like, oh my God, it's too early to be eating. Oh my God, I can't eat at like 4 a.m. But we're going to end that there. If you're one of them girlies, stop that there. Because where's the energy going to come from? Where the gain's going to come from if you're training fasted? Yeah, I was a goofy too and I was the same. But it's okay. We can change. It's not too late. So start with something small. I used to start with a banana. That's all I could stomach. Now I can stomach a slice of toast, little almond butter, some steady carbs, and slow releasing energy. You will be all right. And that kind of holds me until like obviously I start my workout. So right now it's around 4:30. I'll get to the gym around 5. So at least half an hour in between eating and then starting our session. And I have also made my whey protein as well as my creatine. That's from my protein. I spoke about it last week's vlog. I will link it down below which ones I use. And unfortunately, it is not sponsored, but hopefully it will be soon. That is what I'll be having after my workout. And I honestly will say I have been seeing big difference in the way my physique and how I am looking. So that is your sign. If you're scared of creatine and all that kind of stuff, don't be. It's all the noise on socials when people are just talking about stuff they don't know about. It is the most researched supplement out there. As long as you're following the directions that it gives you on the packet and also staying hydrated throughout the day, you should be all right. So with that being said, let me go get dressed because we will need to be out in a sec. Okay. So we're almost ready, but we have a little bit of a conundrum. So last night I laid out my clothes for the gym and I thought this is what I was feeling, the vibe for our glute focus leg day. Only to wake up now and I'm sort of like, you know what, scrap that, I am not feeling it. These were the colors I was going for my glute focus leg day. I don't know why, I never tend to wear these colors on a glute focus leg day. So these are like the Gymshark shorts. Yeah, we know and love them. And then this is like my Shein BBL jacket Lululemon dupe. So normally I wear these colors on my upper body day. I don't know why I assign colors to certain muscle groups, but it is what it is. So this is what I was thinking I was going to be feeling. But girl, now I'm feeling this. I don't know what it is about a pink set when you're lifting heavy on a glute focus day, but I've switched it up. So this again is the pink version of our Lululemon dupe. And then this is my Able stand that I've had since 2020, I believe. Like these have held it down. The logo is still there. For some of them, newer ones, I can't say the same. But I don't know what to go for. I'm feeling these colors. I don't know why. Normally I would have worn the matching color set to these as far as shorts, but I'm just feeling this is a bit spicy. This is a little cute. So I need to kind of figure out, are we leaning towards the pink or the green? Comment down below and let's see if you get it right, because now I'm going to change. I love this pajama bottom so much. If I could find these as like regular bottoms, yeah, you'll be sick of me, because look at the fit on these. Like, how cute do they look? Like, I just need these to be like regular bottoms and or trackies. I have been seeing like Talia in some nice Gymshark trackies that kind of give off this vibe. And for the life of me, I cannot find which trackies she wears. If you know, comment down below, because I just like the little look of a little bit of belly, but not too much. And then for the glutes to just be sitting like this, like look at that. It's almost giving like the Honor Active legging type thingies, flares that they soft motion they're famous for. But the final fit is our pink and cherry number. I don't know what color that is. Burgundy, you call it what it is. But this is the fit for today's gym workout. Did I eat or did I eat? Good morning. So I am your personal trainer for today and I'll be taking you through a staple glute workout. But if I'm going to be your trainer, we're going to do a warm-up because we are not skipping those. So basically a dynamic warm-up. We're going to be doing movements that are specific to the exercises that we will be doing today. So we're going to start off getting the body warm and ready for the session. Cue little baby and Ghana. Let's go. Usually this takes about 5 minutes because I tend to do at least 8 to 10 reps of each exercise on each side.
Oye, muéstrame tu tierra, mami. Vamos para allá. Bueno, mira. Oye, llévame al campo, la tierra donde naciste. Carretero tira su carreta, que recuerda donde viviste. Contemplarte en la sierra, contemplarte en los valles, y lo hacemos juntos para capturar los detalles. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamá. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, 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 tierra. Bueno, mira de nuevo. Estamos viajando lejos, pero vale la pena. Recogemos recuerdos y siempre buscamos terrena. En tu estudio siempre lo será. Siempre será tu tierra y siempre lo recordarás. Óyelo.
You really want to make sure your body is warm and ready for these exercises, because the heavier you will be lifting and your body is not ready, you are more likely to get an injury. So that is what we're going to prevent with this dynamic warm-up.
Tierra, tierra, siempre lo recordará. Tierra, tierra, es tierra, mami. Tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Bueno, mira.
And if you want to progress any of these, you can always add a little bit of weight, whether you're going to hold it down here and then just go deeper into that stretch. Now, the difference between the types of warm-ups that you do is that this one is getting your heart rate up, whereas the static stretching that you usually do at the end of the workout, that is taking your heart rate down. So if you've been getting it wrong and not sure which one to do, this is the one we do at the start.
Juntos vamos para allá. Tierra. Escucha. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la será. Siempre la será, mamá. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre la recordará. Óyelo bien, mamita. Y siempre la será. Siempre la será.
And that is essentially our warm-up. Let's get to the session.
Yeah. Tierra y siempre la recordará. Siempre la recordará.
Dear Liz, tell us about how fast I get there, and about what's waiting on the other side.
Oh man, damn.
So our first exercise, I usually alternate between hip thrust and RDLs. This is the exercise we're going to do right at the beginning. This is where we have the most energy, and it is our compound lift. So what a compound lift is, it works multiple muscle groups at once. So for these ones, I tend to do 8 full hip thrusts into 8 calf glute bridges into an 8-second hold. On a Monday, we are here to destroy our glutes. We're here to walk out with a fat dumpy and have BBL allegations all summer, respectfully. So that is what we're going to do. I have gone for 100 kilograms. So we're going to go for 8 of these and push until failure. I don't know why, but today is a Miley morning. Anywho, so let me clip you up so I can actually do this exercise. What you're going to want to do is you're going to use a barbell, or if your gym has one of these, this is the best. Ever since I joined this gym and I found out they had one of these machines, I never looked at the barbell again. My hip thrust pad, gone under the bed. She rests. Anyways, back to the session. You're going to place your barbell or the little seat belty thingy that the machine comes with across your hips. And then you're going to want to place your legs somewhere comfy. Ideally, a 90-degree position would be good. But if you're taller, I understand the mathematics are slightly different for you guys. However, my 5'5" queens, this is where we're going to put our legs. You're going to want to brace your core. So this is when someone is going to punch you in the stomach, you're going to tighten your stomach. That is what I mean when I say brace your core. And then you're going to come back up. So now we're going to go for 8 full ones, keeping your chin tucked. Come all the way up. Down. Up. 2. 3, 4, come on, you got this. 5, 6, 7, last one, 8. So at this point, we're going to go into our calf glute bridges, which is basically half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just spicy, 7, and then isometric hold. Put those hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and relax. Goddamn. If you've done it right and you're feeling what I'm feeling, you should not be able to sit down. You are hovering off the ground. Oh my God. And one thing I want to say, as far as like glute hip thrust technique, some people do some people, God damn, catch my breath, girl. Some people will do a scoop, whereas I like to just go down, up, down, up. I'll show you the scoop first. So this is a scoop. And then my method, down, everything's locked, and up. There's no down, up. It's literally down, up. Okay, I have had my 1-minute rest, which is what I normally have in between my exercises. But as I was saying, is that usually I do 2 sets of my exercises, mainly because I want to be out of the gym in an hour 20 max. Now, when I first started off, and if you are a beginner right now, I would say do 3 sets. This gives you a chance to build up that endurance, build your strength, and then when your goals change and whatever you're working towards, you can then play around with sets and reps. But I tend to start my first couple exercises, which are compounds, giving the max effort. So in my RDLs, which is what we're about to go into, I will do 8 reps of those. And then in my isolation exercises and unilateral, that is when we're going to drop the weight and then go for higher rep range. These first couple exercises are very important, and that is why we place them at the start, because you have the most energy, the most focus, and like in tune with your body you are. Because after all this, I kid you not, I am going to be done. I'm finished. I'm even contemplating if I'm going to do the Stairmaster today, but we will. And again, another thing, between my exercises is a 60-second rest. When the gym is quiet, it is so nice because I can have my 60-second rest, move on to the next exercise, set up, go straight into it. If you need 2 minutes, get 2 minutes. But this split is working for me currently because I'm sort of like in the maintenance zone, but I'm also in a deficit. So it's like a maintenance deficit. It's not an aggressive deficit. It's like a steady deficit. So yeah, the Gymshark 66 challenge might be done, but I chose those habits because I want to carry them on beyond the challenge. So I'm still drinking my Stanley. I'm still forcing myself to learn a new skill, which is crocheting. So I'm trying to dedicate at least 30 minutes a day to crocheting just to finish off this baby blanket. There's so many things I want to make. Like the TikTok girlies just be eating with their crocheting project. I'm trying to be that girl. That's why I need to be putting this time aside for it. And then also my other one is daily movement. So lately I've been doing a lot more walks. On the days where I'm not feeling as motivated for the gym or I'm just not feeling great, I just do a little walk. And that's the alternatives that you have, your routine, you know, just giving yourself grace, listening to your body and seeing how it wants to take the day. And talking about alternatives, if you aren't comfortable with this machine and this is not your girl, you can use dumbbells. You don't have to use barbells or anything like that for hip thrusts, or you can just do like glute bridges on the floor. But I will really say hip thrusts are going to be your friend if you're trying to grow those glutes, because you can progressively overload safely. It's really quick to get the muscle engagement, and overall it's just a great exercise. Like it just makes you feel like, yeah, I done something. Do you get it? Anyways, enough waffle. Let's get into our second set.
Tierra y siempre la será. Vamos para allá, mamita linda. Tierra y siempre la será. Vamos para allá, mamá. Tierra y siempre la será. Siempre la será, oye. Tierra y siempre la recordará. Camina, como dicen, tierra y siempre la será. Siempre la será, mamá. Siempre la recordará.
So I forgot to say with the other exercise, sometimes it is good to do warm-up reps. These are just to kind of gauge whereabouts your body is and if you're feeling ready to go up a weight or stick to where you're at. So that's what we're going to do with the RDLs. We're going to do at least 6 reps of our warm-up and just see how the body's moving, you know. And another thing I will also recommend is for you to get lifting straps or lifting gloves. And to be fair, they don't need to be fancy. It could just be your gardening gloves, because this will save you from getting calluses. You're welcome.
Tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Vamos para allá, para tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, tierra. Siempre ser tierra. Tierra, tierra. Camina para allá, camina.
So within your warm-up grip, this is where you're going to gauge whereabouts your placement. So sometimes I do the same hand grip, or I'll do a mixed hand grip where one hand is facing forward and one is like from behind. That's your mixed hand grip. You're going to step back, gather your feet about hip width apart. Your hands are just outside shoulder width apart. You're going to imagine that you're shaving your legs, but these different cues work for different people. So one of the cues is I'm going to say keep the bar close, so not far away from you, but close to your legs, as if you're shaving them. And you're just going to run it down up until like your middle of the shin or where your range of motion stops. If you're doing all of this, you've gone way past your range of motion and you're not working your glutes. So let's start that again. And sometimes you can imagine someone is pulling you by your tailbone, and then it's a small bend in the knee, not a big bend, because that's a squat. So for our glute bias RDLs, you're just gonna keep the bar close to you, brace your core, look straight ahead, and then slowly brush it down. If for the first few reps, just go up to your knees, that is okay, and bring it back up. When you come up, don't then relax, because then you're losing all the engagement, and then your muscles are no longer under tension. So we're gonna go down. 1, stop just below the knees, come back up, and then just 3/4, go back down, and then come back up. So you're gonna do those. You're gonna do that 6 more times before you load up the weight. Now, this is where you'll need to decide where you're working weight. For me, I normally do about 20 kilograms either side, or if I'm feeling really good and pumped, I will go for 25. I was feeling my back ever so slightly. I'm not sure why. So I'm probably going to play it safe today and go for 20 kilograms either side and aim for 8 to 10 reps. So when I drop my weight, I will aim for the higher rep range, because when I'm aiming for the lower rep range, i.e. 8, that is when I'm pushing to the max and I've just progressively overloaded and gone up either by 5 or 2.5. It doesn't matter which one it is. Always aim for the lower rep range. If you're finding that's comfortable, push to the higher rep range. And if you're still getting through that without any effort, that is when you progressively overload and add more weight to challenge yourself. So let's get into it. Let me stop waffling. So we have added weight, which means this is going to be our first working set. I'm going to aim ideally for 8 good ones. If I've got it in me and my back is not stressing me out too much, I'm going to go for 10. But if it's really uncomfortable, we're going to listen to our body and stick with 8. Get comfortable with the bar where your foot placement are. Sometimes I take my shoes off and do it in socks because that's better. These trainers are a bit cushioned and aren't the flattest. So sometimes wearing Converses on leg days is what I tend to do. Anyways, brace our core. Lift off, feeling all right. Find your comfortable positioning. Deep breath in to brace ourselves, and let's go. All I have is just below the knees, so that's what I'm gonna work with. Oh yeah. Keep everything tight. Last one. Make sure you're keeping good form all the way till you rack that weight and let go. Because sometimes you might do it, relax, place it down, and that's when you injure yourself. But that's, I think, 8 or 9 reps. They felt a bit shaky. I didn't really necessarily feel it in my glutes as much as I wanted. So I might take a little bit longer to rest for my second set. If you're looking at me and like, Vivian, RDLs are just not for me. They never agree with me. That's okay. You've got alternatives. You can either do good mornings on the Smith machine, but if you're experienced, I would recommend doing it on the barbell. But the Smith machine will provide that bit of balance and not really cause as many injuries. Like there's not as much room for injury if you do it on the Smith machine, and you can just focus on your form. If that is not for you as well, we can do our hyperextensions. Now, this one does take a while to get used to, and that is why I personally don't enjoy it as much, because I find like I end up feeling my lower back more than anything. But I know it is a great alternative, so don't be put off just because it takes a while to get used to. And again, like you've seen, if your body is just not agreeing with a certain exercise on any particular day, just take it easy, allow a bit more time for rest in between the exercise, and maybe do some more stretching if need be. I don't tend to usually have this issue, so that's why I'm taking a little bit of a longer break between my first and second set. And then if I was doing 3 sets and I was still struggling, I would drop the weight. That is perfectly okay. That does not mean that you're regressing by any means at all. You are just being smart about your training. On a separate note, I have been seeing so many of these fun looking TikToks to do with like your friend. But the sad thing is I don't have any gym close friends. So I'm trying to make some close friends or just be less stiff, because I could do this on my ones, but I feel like I'm a little stiff. I need to loosen up and dance a lot more. And I saw this TikTok the other day that was like, damn, life is serious. I don't even feel like twerking no more. Back at uni in my home, I was dancing, I was going off. Whereas now, I don't even remember the last time I just be blasting music and dance and just let it all out. So that's something I want to do a lot more now. Maybe some dance TikToks, who knows, or maybe on my spam. But like, these are just so cute. Like, imagine you're just pulling up to your workout with your bestie, do a little TikTok, get the session in. That's like the hype. But like, look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Suena la trompeta ahí. Ay, qué rico.
Our next exercise is going to be our unilateral. This is where we're going to be working our glutes one at a time, because for some of us, they're more like distant cousins as opposed to twins. So to try get them closer to be twins, that is why we have these exercises. So for this one, I like to use the cable. You can use a dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever your heart desires. You want to slide, bend in your knee, look straight ahead, and then this back foot is what's working. You're going to go down as far as you can and then come back up. Now this sometimes takes a while to get it set up. I think I was too far away. So we're going to try that again. And you will notice it is same leg, same arm that is holding the cable. Raise that core again. This is you upright. Bend that knee ever so slightly. Little hinge. Look straight ahead. You can go directly up and down like this. Or you can just try and reach back a little bit and then come back up. You will find that there's one leg you prefer to start with that just sets the tone. For me, that is my right. When I start with my left, it just feels so clunky and uncomfortable. So let's go 12 minimum, 15. Excellent. So I think that's 5, 6. So I would tend to breathe in on the way down, exhale on the way up. I think that's 7. Again, 8, 9. I think we're gonna go for 12. 10. Whew. Come on. Come on, keep the form. 11. Oh my God, the burn. 12. Shake that out. And then we're gonna do the exact same on the other side. Okay. So we're gonna go for the same 12 reps on the other side.
Oye, muéstrame tu tierra, mami. Vamos, vaya. Bueno, mira.
So with this movement, it's more of a diagonal, think escalator, as opposed to an up-down, like a lift. And most of your weight should be at the heel. So the leg that's on the box, most of your weight should be there towards the heels for you to get the glutes. This part of the gym usually is a bit tricky to film because there's hella people. But what you have to remember first and foremost, this is a public gym. There will be people, so you just have to be considerate. Like just then I had to move my camera because bless him, he even was trying to walk around it. I was like, nah, it's cool. I'll just move the camera. It's not that deep. I'll find another angle or film it in a different place because you still want people to feel comfortable and this is their space as well. So just be respectful. That is a reminder for my fellow gym filmers. And in case this is not for you, feel free to do Bulgarian split squats, walking lunges. What else can you do instead of this? Cable kickbacks as well. That will isolate your glutes unilaterally. The possibilities are endless. I am feeling exhausted and this is what will happen. And that is why we put our lighter exercises towards the end because that's where you're going to be most tired and feel like your form breaking, which is what was happening in the last couple ones. So I'm going to have a 2-minute rest this time and then finish off with our abductor isolation exercise.
Oye, llévame al campo, la tierra donde naciste. Carretero tira su carreta, que recuerda donde viviste. Contemplarte en la sierra, contemplarte en los valles. Y lo hacemos juntos para capturar los detalles. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamá. Tierra, tierra, muéstrame tu tierra, mamita. Tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Bueno, mira de bro. Estamos viajando lejos, pero vale la pena. Recogemos recuerdos y siempre buscamos terrena. Esto es tuyo, siempre lo será. Siempre será tu tierra y siempre lo recordarás. Óyelo.
So our glute isolation exercise is going to be hip abductors on the abductor machine. I prefer this so much more because I feel like I get the most engagement through this. However, if you don't have a hip abductor machine, you can always use a cable and do side kicks, or you can just use a plate and place it on the outside of your hip and then just kind of kick out slightly, so to kind of mimic that type of movement. I tend to do 2 sets of these, and because these tend to be my last exercise, that means I'm usually a lot more tired at this point. So this is where I'm not going to be lifting heavy, but I will be going more for reps, if that makes sense. So I will be doing between 12 to 15 reps. So it's more of an endurance type of exercise. Whereas at the beginning where I was doing hip thrusts for like 8, 10, whatever, and lifting a lot heavier. And don't get it wrong, just because you're tired and this is your last exercise, that does not mean that you're not going to be pushing till failure or working hard at it. So the way I kind of like to set up for it is where I sit upright and just facing the machine. I have worked with my sister who's like 5'10", and she finds it easier to do it this way as well. But then some of my friends who are a little bit shorter and I've worked out with them, they prefer to lean forward. So I would suggest playing around with with that and seeing where it is you're finding your sweet spot for you to really get the upper glutes engagement. Because even with my sister, we played around where she leaned forward a little bit, sat all the way back, but we found like the neutral position was where she could confidently lift and feel that her upper glutes were being engaged. So I choose to superset that with hip adductions. I feel like the inner thighs just get a bit forgotten about. So whilst I'm in this machine, because it's a 2-in-1, I basically do my adductors and then immediately go to my abductions. Of course, my abductors are going to be weaker. So I lift around 14 kilograms and I still go for 12 to 15 reps of those. Oh, and of course, if you are doing this at home, you can use resistant bands. Obviously, resistant bands might not push you all the way, but they're going to get you to use your glutes. And sometimes I think we forget that if you're doing something with the correct form, your muscles will work. And if you're trying to grow them, of course, you're going to need to progressively overload and add weight over time. But if it's more for endurance, by all means, at home, use resistant bands. They will be your best friends. But I'm not sure what alternative I'd give to adductors, to be fair. And also, if you want to follow along with my short form content, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. It is Viv's Fitness Now. I will plug it either here or in the comment description below. But that is it for today's workout. I hope you've enjoyed it and I will catch you on the next one. We are literally just going to finish off with Stairmaster. I have been adding this in the last few weeks where I'm doing 4 30-minute sessions. So after my workouts, I do 30-minute minimum, 45 minutes if it's a lighter day and I haven't done like a workout, just to kind of like get my weight down a bit before my sister's wedding. And I've been seeing much of a difference. My stomach and all that is looking a bit more defined. I've lost a little bit of weight and I'm also incorporating Pilates by Izzy, which has been kicking my ass. Let me know if you're doing any of her workouts or if you did her 25-day challenge. Comment below and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya. And by the way, if you have any questions about everything that I went through today, leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram or TikTok. Any of those, I will get back to you. And if you are looking for a personal trainer, send me a DM as well because I am trying to get my roster up. I've had 2 people right now where I used to have at least 7, 8 people before. So we are trying to pick that back up and yeah.
Tierra, tierra, siempre lo recordará. Tierra, tierra, es tierra, mami. Tierra, tierra. Tierra, tierra. Bueno, mira. Juntos vamos para allá. Tu tierra. Escucha. Aquí es tu tierra y siempre.
Okay, so we've done our cardio and we've done our workout. So we are going to finish off with some static stretches. So what I was talking about at the beginning, these are the stretches you do right at the end of the workout to bring your heart rate back down and also to just shake out any soreness that you will feel from the session. So I would tend to hold these stretches for about 30 seconds. And you can also do these standing up or laying down. So for this one, you just really want to push your hips forward and just hold that. If you're struggling with balance, hold on to something. Or then we're getting our hamstrings by reaching down. Keep that leg straight. If you're struggling, bend it ever so slightly. And just to show you if you're on the floor, this is how you'd be doing it. And then to get your quads, you just lean forward, elevate your arms to make it a bit harder. It's a bit tight here. I didn't want to go to the main part because it's a lot darker and the lighting is just ugly. And then we're just gonna hold, so like a sumo squat ever so slightly. Go down, using your elbows, push your knees out. And again, hold that for 30 seconds. Just sway side to side, widen up your base if it's uncomfortable. But the aim is to have your back straight. If you have tighter hips, you can do this on the floor like a frog stretch. And then our next one. So on the floor and then twist. Same for the other side.
terrena, esto es tuyo, siempre lo será. Siempre será tu tierra y siempre lo recordarás. Óyelo, tierra, tierra, siempre lo recordarás. Tierra, tierra, tierra más. Tierra, 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 tierra. Bueno, mira.
I don't have as much space, but if you do, you can lay down and then kick the leg over. Let's try the side. But basically, you get the idea. And those are just some stretches to do at the end of your workout, just to help you adjust and limit soreness as well as injury. But that is everything for today's workout. I hope you have enjoyed it and doing this session with me today. I will catch you on the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Any questions, leave them down in the comment section or DM me on my socials. See you later.